All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Heat number 1 at Eldora. Greg Boydell and Pops Moore have the front row. Roger Craig, John Tobias on the second row. Pat Boyce and John Rayner have the third row for Heat 1. I do have to say, Eldora is one of my personal favorite dirt tracks to run on. It's a lot of fun to broadcast as well. A lot of different grooves these guys can drive, even as the track slicks off. You can always find a way around the car ahead. Here they go, rolling out for their pace laps. Everybody stacked up one more time around. As they go off into 1 and 2, take a deep breath. You're probably not going to have an opportunity for a while. Things will get exciting right off the bat here tonight. Here we go, pace car about to drop in. Out of turn 4, green flag is in the air. Heat 1 at Eldora is underway. And wow, they spread out wide quickly. Came out of 2, 3 wide at the back. As the top two battle it out, they're trying to get 3 wide again. They are touching fenders. Everybody keeps them pointed the right way. Pat Boyce saw an opportunity, managed to slide ahead down the bottom. Greg Boydell still up front, down the bottom. Pops Moore right on his bumper. Pops won here last week in the 360s. He said those sprint cars are what he is good at. Not doing too shabby in these 358 big blocks. John Tobias currently battling for 4th place with Roger Craig. Pat Boyce now up to 3rd has cleared the traffic back behind. He is gaining on the 2 ahead. But Greg Boydell just set the fastest lap, and as he comes out of turn 4, about to take the white flag one more time around. John Rayner and Roger Craig have had a problem. Craig has gone to pit road as Boydell comes out of turn 4. Greg Boydell will win Heat 1. Pops Moore coming home in 2nd, and he did set the fastest lap on his final lap. 16.42, fastest lap we have seen tonight. All right, folks, here we go for Heat 2. Scott Zanacker and Armando Melgoza on the front row. Terry Landis and Kelly Wheeler on the second row. Mayor Bixler on the third row. All the drivers stacked up, start to roll off pit road. Well, heat number 1 was definitely exciting. This one ought to be just as good, but when we get to the feature, with all the drivers out on track, things will really start to heat up. And don't forget, it is a triple header here tonight. We've got trucks at Talladega up next and finish the night at Chicagoland with the Xfinity cars. Scott Zanacker has been blinking a little bit all night. Not as big of a problem on the dirt, but could be a huge problem when they get to Talladega. Here they come through 3 and 4. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. Heat 2 is underway. And it does look like the track started to slick off on the entry to turn 1. Seeing it slick off a little bit in 3 and 4 as well. Terry Landis has the nose ahead as they go off into 1. But Landis is not cleared up front. They are battling 4 wide for the lead. Landis fight. Oh no, he didn't. Scott Zanacker gets a big run up top. Mayor Bixler has made his way to third. They're 3 wide through 3 and 4. Bixler on the bottom. Can't get the runoff that you can up top, but the shorter distance down the bottom does help, as Bixler may take second here. Wheeler and Landis battling back behind. And Landis loses a lot of ground into turn 1. Armando back behind, catching back up to the lead pack after a rough start. Scott Zanacker just set the fastest lap of Heat 2. And the white flag flies. Who's it gonna be? 4 cars battle for the lead. Zanacker out front, but they all send it into 3 and out of turn 4. It is Scott Zanacker with the win. All right, the drivers have 3 minutes of warm-up. You guys get a moment to catch your breath before the feature pops off here tonight. And you'll note it is 9:30 at night. Last week we saw all the races early in the morning. Looks like they're trying out night races tonight to see how the conditions will be. The air temperature currently 70, the track temperature 59. Of course, that track temp doesn't mean a whole lot when you go dirt racing, but it will help keep the moisture in the dirt, keep the dirt on track a little while longer. Hopsmore currently the fastest car out there after setting the fastest lap so far tonight in Heat 1. Now Terry Landis tops the board. As a little bit of a problem looks like in 3 and 4, a couple of cars get stacked up. Hops coming back out on. Oh no! Landis gets in the wall in 1 and 2. He's trying to get right up on the cushion. Went a little too far. This is the best opportunity the drivers have to hop up top and see how far they can push it. Greg Boydell has the fast lap at the moment and just a few hundredths of a second off Pops' fastest lap. These guys are looking awfully fast out here tonight. Could very well be anybody's race in the feature as we get ready to go back racing for the feature here at Eldora. All right, folks, here we go. The feature at Eldora. Greg Boydell and Scott Zanacker on the front row. Pops Moore and Kelly Wheeler on the second row. Pat Boyce and Mayor Bixler of the third row. John Tobias, Terry Landis on the fourth row. Roger Craig and Armando Melgoza round out the top 10. John Rayner starts in 11th. Everybody gets stacked up, ready to go very quickly here. Anybody want to make a prediction on who's going to win this one? It is definitely anybody's race here at the start, but a couple of drivers looking awfully fast here tonight. Through 3 and 4, the pace car about to dive in. Greg Boydell at the front in control. And here we go. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. The feature at Eldora is underway. Scott Zanacker gets a big run through 1 and 2 and quickly to the lead. But Boydell sends it deep into 3 on the bottom as the fireworks go off on the front stretch. Boydell is right there down by the wall through 1 and 2. Gets really close to it through 3 and 4. You got to be careful at pit road entry. Meanwhile, 3-wide battle for second. And it gets a little sketchy out of turn 2. Boydell continues to pull away with the 3-wide battle ahead. Pops Moore now into second. Well, as I recall, Gene, the Scott Zanacker was fastest in practice currently in that battle for third place. Pops Moore now in second, closing the gap on Boydell. This battle back behind, man, they have not let up. Zanacker getting right up on the cushion, out by the wall, pushing it to the limit. But it does seem that middle groove to be the fast one right now. Although out of turn 2, Zanacker had one heck of a big run. Couldn't capitalize on it yet. A bobble out of 4. Pat Boyce now in third, right on Pops' back bumper. They continue to battle, and Boydell continues to pull away. You know Boydell wants this thing to stay green. Terry Landis is apparently out of the race. I'm going to go with he lost connection. Boydell still in the lead. Pops in second. Kelly Wheeler in third. Pat Boyce now in fourth. Scott Zanacker into fifth. John Tobias holds on in sixth. Hopefully tonight will be the night Tobias' luck turns around. Mayor Bixler now in seventh. Roger Craig, after problems in his heat, has made his way up to eighth. Armando now in ninth. John Rayner in 10th. Rayner had some problems early on, lost a lot of ground. He is the one driver hoping for a caution. Meanwhile, Bixler hoping this thing stays green. He's got a 2 1/4 second lead. As the battle for second heats back up, Wheeler has it. Pops is still right there along with Boyce. Zanacker pulling back up into the fight. Landis is back out on track. He did appear to lose connection. He's going to be several laps down in 11th. Boydell's lead continuing to grow little by little. Looked like that time Boydell lost a little momentum out of 2. Or Kelly Wheeler got a bunch. He now close to within 1.8 seconds. That was Wheeler's fastest lap of the night. Looks like he has found some speed late in this one. Can he get to the leader? And meanwhile, a 3-car battle back behind Zanacker, Tobias, and Bixler go at it. Bixler in a really good position to do this. Riding along for a lap with Bixler as he goes off into 1 and 2. Bixler all the way down, almost into the wall. Carries the momentum out to the outside, dives it back down into 3 and 4. And shoots it back up to the start-finish line. Bixler starting to build a little bit of a run in 7th. Meanwhile, Boydell's lead is shrinking as he is in lap traffic. Kelly Wheeler now just 9/10 of a second back. Looks like Boydell got slowed down a bit by lap traffic. Oh no! Wheeler kissed the wall with the right rear. Gathers it up as he comes down the front stretch. 3 laps to go. Boydell has extended his lead back to about 1 second. And the first caution of the night is out with 3 to go. Boydell definitely did not want to see that. Looks like Pat Boyce involved. Let's see what happened. Headed off into 3 and 4 for Boyce. Oh, he gets the wall with the right rear. And wow, that was close. Great save by all the drivers that came by. He does get rolling again. Man, that was a close call for the leaders that were coming by him. But great save by all the drivers. Lights go out on the pace car. They will get the green flag with 2 to go. Scoring didn't update there for a moment. I thought they were going to get the green with 1 to go. They do have the opportunity for a green-white checkered if needed. Boydell will be in control on the restart. Kelly Wheeler pops more right behind. Here we go. Green flag is in the air. 2 laps to go at Eldora. Boydell gets a good run into 1 and 2. Wheeler still right there. Pops more looking underneath in 3rd. And here we go. Boydell gets the white flag one more time around. Greg has took the lead fairly early and has just dominated here tonight, even with the caution. Boydell gets the win at Eldora. Kelly Wheeler coming home in 2nd. Pops Moore finishes in 3rd. Surprisingly, Zanacker ends up in 4th. Mayor Bixler coming home in 5th as Boydell makes his way to victory lane and the fireworks pop off. They're going to celebrate in his crew tonight. Man, you know he did not want to see that caution at all. But he managed to hold on to it even after the caution came out. Just waiting a moment. We'll talk to our top 3. But folks, don't forget, we're headed to Talladega here in just a moment. Let's start with our top 3 with Pops Moore. Pops, I have to say, you said last week you weren't very good in these cars, but then you come home on the podium. I think that might have been a little bit of a fib, buddy.
Well, I don't know about that, man, but I'll tell you, in this car, I just started running this thing this season, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Hang on just a minute. For some reason, the fans are not able to hear you. I'm not sure what went wrong there.
Good.
No, it's something on my end. Try talking again.
You know, it was a good race. The car felt good. Run around the top was kind of cool. And then Kelly, he got by me there. I think he was running pretty good wherever he was running, but yeah, I wasn't going to contest him too much there because, like I said, I don't feel that fast in these cars, so I don't really contest anybody that comes up beside me. If they're that fast where they can get beside me, then I'm better off to let them go and sneak up behind them and figure out what they're doing that I'm not.
Well, sometimes that's the only thing you can do, man. A great job tonight.
Yeah, I'm happy with third place finish with these guys. You know, hats off to GJ there. Good run for him tonight. And give a shout out to my brother Rick and Rona and who was it, Meyer Farms Management tonight. And give a shout out to Young Guns Creations for the cool cars they've wrapped for me.
Well, great job, buddy.
All right, thank you, man.
Well, hang on a minute, folks. I'm not sure what's going on here. A little bit of a technical issue on our end. Let's try and talk to second place, Kelly Wheeler. Kelly, say hi real quick.
Hello. How are you?
Well, we're having some technical issues on our end, and the people at home can't hear you guys, and I'm not sure what's going on. Hang on. All right, we'll do it this way. All right, let's see how that works. Great second place finish. One heck of a run tonight.
Yeah, I was tickled to death with it. Business I started fourth, but it is what it is. I just ran out of laps, I think.
You definitely were closing the gap. That caution definitely did not help.
No, I think it hurt me pretty well, but it's all right. So you don't always have to win to have a good time.
That is definitely true, man. A heck of a run tonight. Is there anybody you'd like to thank?
Well, I got to thank my wife, as usual, for her letting me do this whenever I want. I got to thank all the guys over at FTM for letting me hang out. Maybe getting a little bit better. I got to thank Ingersoll Rand, DNS Side and Remodeling. Got to thank Coast to Coast Racing League, and I got to thank you for doing the broadcasting.
Well, great job tonight, man.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Finally, our winner. You will be able to hear the interview on YouTube. I have no idea why you guys cannot hear it right now, but let's get a word with our winner. Greg, congratulations. That was one heck of a run, and I know you did not want to see that caution.
Thank you, and yes. Yeah, no, it was like it came out, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. So, you know what they say, things happen, and you deal with it. And I was just more worried about getting a good restart. I knew if I got a jump, then I had a shot. But if he got...
Well, you managed to hold him off on that restart. That was a heck of a job there, and kept him away. Man, you took off on the restart, and you definitely nailed that one perfectly.
Yeah, thanks. Well, I was telling both those guys I've had a month or so, and I'm finally getting to tuning it in now, so it's getting there.
That definitely helps, man. A heck of a win tonight. Congratulations. Is there anybody you'd like to thank?
I want to thank you, of course, for chipping in, doing your part, and everyone that volunteers and makes this world go round at C2C, and the people at Ushweekend Speedway. Yeah, that's about it. And yeah, we'll go in there and get the truck out now and have some fun at Talladega.
Well, man, congratulations. One heck of a win tonight, buddy.
Thanks again, Doug. Appreciate it.
Well, apparently you guys could hear it. I'm not sure what's going on, but anyway, folks, stick around. As you heard, we're going to Talladega here in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the trucks at Talladega and still more racing to come. Stick around, everybody.